All right. Here we go. It's time. It is time to start. Welcome. I'm going to turn around and face the camera before I start talking. That seems like the right thing to do. Pull my chair. This chair is going to be moving constantly. When I do core, I'm spinning. You know, look at it from this way and this way, angled like that. Okay, you ready? Welcome. Core Without the Floor on Friday. Special Friday edition of Wednesday Core Without the Floor. I am Ron. This is Ageless Balance. Let's get started. Just breathe. Start with that. Just breathe. In through the nose, nice and slow. Out through the mouth. Purse the lips so you really have to contract the core to get the air out. Get all of it out. Push, push, push until you can't do anymore. Like to that point where you're about to cough. Like that. I had to show you what a cough was because I wasn't sure if you'd know. Sorry about that. Deep breath in and tighten up those core muscles one more time. Get a feel for them warming up in there. It's a good feeling. Okay, same thing. This time we're going to concentrate. Told you I'm spinning. I'm going to concentrate on that pelvis rolling up, a pelvic tilt to the front. So again, breathe in. Get your shoulder blades back. Let's get neutral first while we're here. You don't have to hold your breath. You can breathe. Ears under the shoulders. Nope. Ears are over the shoulders. Shoulders are over the hips. That one I'm sure of. All right. So bring it back. Get the shoulder blades back. Stick that chest out. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Holding form. Exhale. Purse lips. When you get to the very end, that's when you should start feeling those lower abs engage, pulling that pelvis up. I do that move every time. I always show it that way. Back. And one more time. Exhale. Tightening up the core. And you're there. So you're really thinking about those lower abs. We're going to do the same thing, but this time we're going to hit upper abs. Arms out in front. Again, deep breath in through the nose. Shoulder blades are back. Don't let yourself lean forward just because the arms are out there. The shoulder blades are in control, pulling those back in. Deep breath in through the nose and exhale through pursed lips. When you get to the very end, shoulders are going to pull forward just a little bit. You're going to feel these muscles tighten from the belly button up to the rib cage. Upper abs, that is. And one more time. And it's one muscle. When you work the abs where there's lower upper, it's the same muscle, but you really can work just a part of it by focusing on it as you're doing it. Exhale. And bring it back in. So we say upper and lower, but it is just one muscle. All right, out here, right here, the obliques side. So abs are part of the core, not the core. So we're going to get the obliques this time. We got the uppers, we got the lowers. You take the hand out, do a paddle, turning only the shoulders, keeping the butt flat on the floor, feet flat, sits bones don't move, knees stay over the ankles as you roll those shoulders around and squeeze. Keep the back straight. Spine does one thing at a time. We're rotating. You can't bend and rotate at the same time. You can, but it's not advised. That's one of those you're going to get hurt situations. Back up to the other side. So we're starting to warm these up. Again, when you exhale like that, anytime you're working the abs, you engage them. And when you engage those abs, they get stronger. Shoulders only, nothing else. One more time each side. And over there. We'll get both sides. We'll do that. All right. Marches. First thing you're going to do is just bring those heels up. That's all. Shoulders back, chest out. What I want to do is make sure you've got the form here before you start picking the leg up. So that heel comes up. And then a little bit at a time, making sure that the back stays straight as you bring the heels up. warming up the muscles, getting them used to moving before you just try to do like a big kick with cold muscles. That's not going to work. They don't like that. Get them warmed up. They'll give you a little more flex. They'll give you a little more contraction. Make sure you're coming up and down controlled. So what I see a lot of is when I did balance fall prevention classes, and we would do an exercise like this, and people just like to drop that foot down, let gravity do the work, and let the ground stop them. You got to cushion that foot when it comes down, toe, ball of the foot, heel, and a little bend in the knee at the same time so that none of the joints are taking the hit. And down, up and down, up and down. And we're good. I was just hanging there. That didn't feel quite right. Let's get them involved. Let's get the arms into it. They want to. They're asking for something to do. All right, knees forward, shoulders back, chest out. So the shoulders, the elbows are out to the sides. When you do this, the reason you're doing it is to get those shoulder blades back. The wider you can get those elbows, easier it is to get those shoulder blades back, which is going to put you in neutral. What you have to be careful of, though, is pushing on the back of the head and bringing the elbows in. You should always be head up. This is just touching. And if you have problems with that, where you're always pushing the head down, then just put the hands on the side of the head and bring the elbows back. That's another way to do it. But you're just cupping the head. That's it. We're going to rotate. We're going to rotate. Chin follows chest. Don't go too far. This is the first time we've really got into this heavy rotation. Other side. We are using the obliques to do the rotation. So make sure that you've got that back straight and that you're doing that pursed lip exhale. Chin up, shoulders back, elbows out. Again, you don't start out with the hardest, the farthest you can go. You warm up a little at a time. Feel the muscle stretch? Stop. Hold for a couple counts and come back and then do the other side. And little by little, you start getting a little more into it. All right. Hands up. Knee up in that high knee and back down. As you bring the knee up, rotate the shoulders, back in and down. Two completely separate movements. We're not trying to get the elbow to the knee, and that's not all supposed to come together. It is leg up to work the hip flexors and a rotation to get those obliques at the same time. Lower abs working, keeping the back straight, up, stabilizing the spine, and back. Up, exhale. Knees, toes, hips, all stay forward. No sliding through the tailbones on the chair. If you feel it, you're going too far. If you can't hold the hips from going out to the side. The other thing is when the hips or when those sits bones start to roll, slide out, knee's going to go too. It just has to. It's a law. In New Mexico, it's a law. And back in. Bring the arms down. Relax that. We're just going to work on the legs here again now. Hand on the thigh. It's not working to do anything. What you're going to do is bring that leg up, heel to the outside, in and down. So what you're preventing against is things moving all over the place. That knee stays right here. Upper leg is stationary. And then as you turn it, what you're getting is rotation in the hip joint. Trying to get some flexibility in there, some fluid. Heel to the outside, not the inside. Back in and down. I really like holding it like this. I'm not putting any pressure on. This is a cue for me. But when I do this, I can't keep the knee from going out, I'm going to use that hand to start getting those muscles used to that. To make sure, oops, out, sorry, and back in. To make sure that that leg gets strong in the aligned area. Out and in, out. Feel you got that? Here's what's next. I got to reset my back. So between every set of exercises, I want to make sure you get back here again when we switch exercises. Make sure, and it's anytime you think of it, just make sure you're back there, because the minute you start falling out of alignment, it just keeps going. All right, so here's what we're going to do. Up and across like we just did, but this time Using the hip flexors, lift and think about a diagonal. It's really not much of a diagonal. It really isn't. Because if you really wanted to bring this knee over, you would have to roll the hips up, pull off to the side. That's what we're looking for. Sit, shoulder blades back. Movements don't need to be big. They can be very small if you're in the right position. Way less chance of injury when you do this. In, up, and down. A couple more. Last one. So what you should have felt on that one is the inner thigh picking that leg up, or the inner hip flexor, the inside of the hip flexor, pulling that leg up. Okay. Feet apart. We're going to go into a hip hinge first. Hip hinge. I love hip hinges because these are something you need to do all the time. Every time you stand up, there should be a hip hinge involved. And exhale, coming back up again. You can put your hands on the thighs if you want to start out. It's important that you keep those shoulder blades back. Think mainly about the neck. Think about the neck. If the chin comes down to the chest, shoulders are pulled with it. So if you keep that chin up, there's a much greater likelihood that you'll stay in alignment here and keep that back in neutral. So it's key is those shoulders back. Same thing here. Elbows back as far as you can get them. Going down. And exhale. So much easier coming up if you exhale. Ah, Betsy's here. All right. You can't see her yet, but she's here. Elbows back. We're going to go into that hip hinge. This time a rotation in the hip hinge. Don't let yourself go forward. Don't turn to the side as you're doing that rotation. Back stays straight. Elbow comes across. Back again and up. This one, I concentrate on the lower back to make sure I've got that curve in there the whole way. If I feel myself roll down, chin toward the chest, elbows coming in, it's just a complete collapse. So we're here, and then just a straight roll to the side, just like we did when we were seated upright. We're just doing it with a hip hinge. The spine didn't change. It's exactly the same. Other side, down, and exhale to bring yourself back up. Drop those arms down. Take a break before we put it all together. We're going to step out, step in, lateral toe touch, out to the side and back in, out and in. Careful on this one. As that foot goes out, don't let yourself turn that way. Work those muscles to hold you in place. Remember, stationary muscles to hold you stationary work as hard as the moving ones. They're tensing right up. The entire body is, core especially, to keep you from moving now. You don't just stay there if you don't work at it. Stationary won't be stationary if you're not tightening those muscles up. We don't even recognize that we're doing it. But when they get weak and we can't stabilize like that, that's when we run into problems. Out and in. It's those I don't know why I fell. It's a lifetime of just, as you start to exercise less, the muscles get weaker. And the weaker they are, the less you can stabilize your torso or your whole body. Out and in. Out. There's the cat. There's Betsy. You can see her back. Out and in. Out and in. Arms up. Palms out. As the foot goes out, the arm goes out. Roll it. As you do that, exhale. Keep that shoulder going. Feel these muscles work on the outside of the core, on those obliques. And back into the other side, same thing. Stay upright. Don't let yourself lean off to the side. There's no stretch in the shoulder if you roll the whole body that way. Again, it's not about distance. It's about feeling these muscles stretch out, rotating the hand, hand. Exhaling as hard as you can. Staying upright, feeling these obliques work at the same time. Small moves, but engaging moves. And in, out. Hold in the end of, when you hit the end of the range of motion, out and here. Keep exhaling. Stay right there. And then back in one more time, out. And back in. Shake that out. Just a rotation. we can get a little more aggressive, a little more intense with our rotation this time. So hand is on the outside of the thigh, shoulder blades are back, chin is up. We're going to keep our eyes forward, and back hand moves the back shoulder, front shoulder stays right here. You're using the hand to push back against the thigh. You're using the leg to push against the hand. Everything is stable right there, leaving just that back shoulder to rotate. Use the hand to give you just a little bit of leverage, not too much. Remember, you have to keep the chin up and chest out when you do this, so that you keep the spine in neutral. Again, spine does one thing at a time, and right now we're rotating it. We're rotating it a lot. So I really want to be careful. If you feel anything, let me stress, anything in the lower back, stop doing that exercise. Get out of it immediately. A couple things might be happening. You might be leaning a little bit forward, and it doesn't take much. That chin comes down to the chest. You're putting all sorts of stress on that lower spine. So just get out of it right away. Don't go back so far. Make sure you're in alignment. Just work at it. All right, next thing we're going to do, hands up. We're going back. We're going back in time. We're doing oldies. It's the oldies station. Up. Roll the heel out, going into a hip hinge at the same time. Knee comes up, you rotate, and back down. How far you can get is up to your body. You're going to get to a point where the muscles are so tight because they're not stretched out enough that you start moving those hips. You can't get any more out of the leg or the shoulder and back up, or the torso. So then you start rolling the hips. Again, you're not trying to touch. You're just putting a hip hinge in here, bring up that lower leg, using the lower abs, the upper abs, obliques to help you turn outside of the hips, the glute, everything. This is just an everything exercise. So if you're in another seated class and they have you do seated crossbody moves like this, really just watch yourself. Make sure that you're not doing this, because they'll show that. I see it a lot. Dropping that knee down, turning and bending at the same time. That's painful. Or could be. Shake that out. Legs apart. We're going to go into a real hip hinge this time. We're going to go a little deeper with it. This is the last thing we're doing for this first session here. First half of the class. So down, stretching out that lower back, hamstrings and glutes, using the hands to get you back up again. Don't even leave it to the back to do the work. Just go ahead and use the hands. It's a push-up. Think of it that you're doing a push-up, and you are. You do that. Exhale, shoulder blades back, squeeze the core, push up. You are working all the muscles from the neck all the way down to the hips. And that in the backside, you're getting the glutes as well. They're helping you come up. Lower back is getting worked, but not overworked, just enough to start getting it stronger. Stretching to get it flexible, and then tightening it up to get it stronger. And up. We're done with that. Next part is standing. Up you go. Up, up, up and away. It's a bird. It's a plane. Just imagine the core strength is required for flying. If you don't have this strong, you're just going to be kind of flipping all over the place. And when he turns his hands like this, Superman, he goes around in corners. So he'd be like all over the place. I never thought about that. It's kind of ridiculous. Sorry. All right. You ready? Side bends. Easy. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Little bend in the knees. Feet hip width apart. Just bring that shoulder down, keeping the head up. Just drop it. What you're looking for here are a couple things. One, you're using those obliques to help bring you down, but you're also using the lats. So those lats pull the shoulder blade down, but that's bringing you down. So you're using the lats, strengthening those up, and the obliques at the same time, making the neck stronger because you're keeping it from just flopping down and back up. There's so much involved in every exercise. Always remember, every muscle is involved in every exercise you do, whether it's moving or holding you stationary. They're all involved. And I've never forgotten, I read when I first started doing this, that it really is, it's a symphony. Everybody works together doing their part. And that's how you get the final product of these safe moves, being able to be active and do things safely. It takes a community to raise a child. That's kind of like it. Hands up. Same thing. This time you're going to kind of use the hands on the outside of the head, like headphones, as you come down, and use it to help the head not fall down, because you're going to be able to get deeper here than you did with that arm down. And exhale as you come back up to the top. So you exhale as you go down, bringing that shoulder blade down, feeling the muscles on the outside of the back, on the edges, in the middle of the back, down about 3/4 of the way, and back up. Other side. And now using those muscles on the other side to bring you back up again. So exhale. Be very careful with this, that the head's not down or that you're leaning forward when you're doing these side to sides. There again, now you've leaned forward, you're bending, and you're rotating at the same time. Not good. Not good at all. All right. Bring the arms down. We don't need those anymore right now. Up. Well, you do. So this is a core day, so you want to use your chair. Don't try to balance and do this. I want to strengthen these muscles up from the hip up to the obliques. So hold on to the chair. Don't use it to lean on, but it's there if you need it. Try to balance. Just hover above it. But the thing you're concerned about on this side, and this is the most important part of the exercise, is bringing that leg up to the side, toe forward, leg in the same plane as that other leg with the spine upright and back down. So you want to feel those glutes work. The only way you're going to get into those glutes is if you don't let the foot go forward. It's out and squeeze. It's going to roll that hip forward just a little bit. You're exhaling at the same time, and then bring it in. And down. One more time. Hold it there. Feel the muscles working, both sides. And back in. The muscle on the opposite side, on the stationary side, is contracting. And if it's not, you need to consciously do it to bring that hip in so that you're lined up, not out to the side. That's really hard on the joints because you're putting them out of alignment. But it's also weakening those muscles so that those hips start to move all the time. That means every time you take a step and those hips move, you're doing all kinds of damage to the ankles, the knees, and the hips. That's it. Other side. Out. And remember, don't lean out to the side. It's not how high the leg comes up. It's how much can you feel working through the glutes, through the side of the hip, going down to the top of that thigh on the side. Hold it, squeeze it, and bring it back in nice and slow. Take a break. Get that hip in on the other side. If you don't, have it there. So do this. Let the hip drop. Just let it drop out. Lift the leg. Feel how nothing is happening on that other side. And now bring the hip in using these glutes to hold it in place, and now lift that leg on the other side. And notice how much harder it is. Up and back down. It shouldn't be. This is how you've been all your life until you start getting weaker. And back down. Hopefully, if you were active, you were upright because your core was strong. The minute we stop being active, man, the muscles start to deteriorate. The fine motor muscles die off completely, and we lose our ability to move. And so we don't want to move. It's a cycle. It's a bad one. It's a downward spiral. Working out is an upward spiral because as you get stronger, movement is easier, and the easier it is, the more likely you're going to do it. And that's just going to keep snowballing in a good way. All right. Hand up on the side of the head and squeeze and bring it back nice and slow. Leg comes up, out to the side, over there. You're looking forward. The neck is not bending at all. I have to stop doing that. That was a loud crunch back there. Up, back of my neck. When I said, don't do this, I internally, I knew why I was telling you not to do that. And up. Think about that hip. You want to be stacked, knees bent a little bit, foot flat on the floor, leg back. Leg is parallel with that other one. You don't with the, I bend the knee back just a little bit. Use these glutes to pull it back as I come up. And it really engages heavily into those medial glute medials. Medial glutes. Try that again. One more time. And back down. So this is an important exercise. This is a really important exercise. If you can do this anytime, stand next to a wall, stand next to a counter, and just concentrate on keeping yourself upright and that leg out. You're working the entire core to bring you up straight. You're working the hips tight to hold the hips right in alignment. And then you're working the outside of this leg to lift with. These are all your mobility stability muscles. These stabilize you, but they're also a huge part of walking. Other side, I give you little breaks. Core work is hard. These exercises are very hard, I think. These core without the floor classes are some of my hardest. And again, but they're my favorite. I really, core is just, I can't even begin to tell you how important core is because every movement you make starts in the core. And back in, couple more. And down, last one. And back down again. Check that out. So I go side to side. You don't have to. You don't have to go side to side on the chair. You don't have to be in line with the camera. What we're going to do is bring a leg up. Leg up, leg up. So up and back down. Take it easy. Don't contract, not hard. You're just going to lift that leg up, looking at your alignment, making sure the knee, toe. At one time, I really had to hold my leg in place because I was so out of alignment. Now that I do these exercises aligned all the time, I don't have to. It always amazes me that there was a time that I was so weak in the hips that I couldn't even pull that leg back in with the inner thigh muscles. Up. And once they get strong that way, they stay that way, even when you're not thinking about it. When you walk, the legs will automatically go in alignment. And one more time, up. So you started out not really contracting, not real heavy, just picking it up, making sure you have alignment. Other foot, little bend in the knee, toes pointed forward, foot's flat on the floor, and then up. So I was leaning into the chair. That's awful. And back down. Tap the toe, up. And now you can start exhaling, feeling that pelvis roll forward at the end of that, getting all the air out of your lungs. Slow on the way down. Fight gravity. Those muscles are having to stay contracted so gravity doesn't pull that leg right straight down. And the brain has to work to release it slowly. One more time. And down. Ooh. Gonna go to the other side for this one. So knee comes up, head's behind the hand. We're going to do a rotation right here. I wish she would like bathe not in public. So embarrassing. Up. Contract. When you exhale, that pelvis is going to roll up. The knee's going to come up just a little bit higher. And back down. How high that leg comes up, I'll repeat this forever. Doesn't matter. Don't worry about where anybody else is at. That's all it is. It's your abilities and your limitations today, right this minute. It doesn't mean it's like that all the time. It doesn't mean you're not going to get more. Just have to listen to your body and do what it says you can do right now. Out and back down. Let's move to the other side. The other thing we're doing is working the brain here, because what we're doing is top half is in that rotation. It's in that horizontal plane, and the leg is going in a vertical plane. So the brain's got to work. Think about upper body. It's kind of this thing. I can't, there we go. I kind of got it. Hey, I'm better at it now than I used to be. Hey, this stuff works. Who knew? Let's see. What was I saying? Oh, so you're working the upper and lower body to do two different things, two different directions. The brain has to work a lot harder, and it'll repat those neural pathways in your brain. So those start to give out. The synapses aren't as strong anymore, and it really slows down your reaction time and your coordination. Multi-planar activities are recommended all the time in senior fitness, always. And it is so important. And not just for the muscles, but for the brain. And the more you can strengthen up that brain, the more your reaction times comes faster, the better off you are. All right, here's what we're going to do. Hand behind the head, into a hip hinge and a rotation. Squeeze, exhale, back in and up. What I really look for on this one is that curve in the lower part of the back, and the knees stay over the ankles. And then I can do the rotation through the shoulders only, back and up. If I've got that little curve in the lower part of the back, I know that I'm getting that my spine is in neutral, and I can do that rotation. So butt back, hold the shoulders up, and then rotate in a straight line. Shoulders stay in a straight line. So it's not, as always, it's not this. It's not just bringing that elbow across. It's the shoulder girdle turning. We're too concentrated on this arm coming across. What we should be thinking of is that arm that's going backwards, because it's pulling that shoulder girdle around. If you keep them in a straight line and up. Same on the other side. These exercises are great because we are hitting obliques, upper and lowers. We're also getting the hip flexors heavily every time we lift our leg. We're getting the glutes to come back out of that hip hinge. I mean, it's just, they're so good. These aren't as easy to do as a side leg lift. I mean, as far as if you're just hanging out somewhere and you want to lift your legs to the side, nobody really notices that too much. If you were to do this, they'd notice. And up. This is not a real public exercise. Back and up. People will point and laugh at you. Back down one more time. I know, because I've done it. And back up. Two together. Knee is going to come up. You're going to hip hinge at the same time. Really concentrate on this move. Let's see where I can put the chair here that you can see. As that leg comes up, you want that back to stay straight. So it's keeping the back straight and then down. Chair is helping you. Chair is so helping you. Up, rotate, back to center, and down. So in my mind, how I picture it, how I feel it, is these are like a ratchet move. Leg up and down right here. I've exhaled. I'm in a stationary position. I locked in here. Now I can do the rotation around. Again, exhale, hold, and then come back to center. And then everything comes back up again. Other side, same thing. For me, and I'd really like you to think about this, that I'm with me every minute, every second that I'm doing the exercise, I'm feeling the exercise. And I'd like you to be there too, so that you know if the back isn't straight as soon as it gives a little bit. Usually there'll be a pain somewhere to help remind you. So we want to do that before we get there. And I feel it in my head. I know what it should feel like. That's why we take it slow and do one piece at a time. I want you to know what that should feel like. Bring that knee up and that pelvis roll forward. What a hip hinge feels like with a rotation. Back and up. Knee straight up. Up. Hip hinge. Feel those obliques working on this side. Oh, I'm sorry, on the other side. Help rotate you. Up. Hip hinge. Rotation. Bring it back. And up you go. Shake that out. Hold on to the back of your chair. Nah, go to the side. Go to the side. That's what I meant to say. Back leg, foot flat on the floor. And then take and pull that knee out as you do that. My foot is out of alignment. So you're taking that knee. It's in, bringing it up, not locking it out, but you want to feel the stretch in the hamstrings. The other thing you do is just go back a little deeper with it, or not hamstrings, in the calf muscles. The thing you do is go look back a little bit deeper with it. As you go deeper, you're also going to feel the muscles stretching in the front of the hip as well, the hip flexor and the thigh. That's what you really want, is all of those to go at the same time. And up, other side. Everything we did contracted these muscles. I mean, the entire 40 minutes, we contracted them hard. So that's where you want to get all these muscles stretched out again. Do it once and then see if you can go back just a little bit deeper. Muscles are warm. They'll give you a lot of stretch. Push up on the chair. My favorite. Hip hinge. Step away from the chair. I think this is my favorite exercise just because I like saying that. Step away from the chair. We have you covered. Bring it down. Hamstrings, back of the thighs. So just like when you do anything else, shoulders are straight, back is in neutral. Shoulders, shoulder girdle goes right straight across. You're not dropping the shoulders down toward the floor. Back, one more time. Nice and slow. Take your time. Think about pushing that butt out. Knees stay right where they are. That's your cue, is that the knees aren't going forward or locking out. They stay right above the knees, right above the ankles. Deep breath, exhale. A little more stretch there. Roll up and roll out the barrel. Grab a drink of water. We're going to sit down and finish out with a cool down. I love core day. All right. Fingers intertwined, palms up. Stretch it out. Arms as high as you can get them. We do this even though we didn't work any of these muscles at any point in time. We still want to get those muscles stretched out. These are really important, that you can reach, that you have flexibility through the fingers. Down on the side. If you have any problems with pain when you do this exercise where you intertwine the fingers, just heat the hands up. Put them under warm water before you start doing it. Warming up the muscles that way so that you can get that stretch out of them. We always recommend that for any of the arthritis classes, is people should start out with their arms, with whatever hurts. Taking a hot bath if you have to warm the body up, warm the muscles up before you go into it. Because otherwise you're restricted by the pain. And if you can get rid of that, you can get more movement. And movement is important when you have arthritis. Bring it down, bring it down, bring it down. Shake that out. Rotation again. Hand on the outside of the leg, shoulder blades back, and rotate. Not hard. This isn't the hard exhale. This is just kind of use that back shoulder to bring you around. What you're doing is stretching out the muscles on this opposing side and back. Other side, same thing. Just relax, but don't relax like this. Relax with the shoulder blades back, chin up. You still have your posture. You can relax with good posture. You can do that. Bring it back to center. Ooh, that felt good. Hip hinge, feet out. This is for the back. for the lower back. Take it down. Hands stay on the thighs. Shoulder blades shoulders stay straight across from each other. Push back up through the hands. Now we're going down into a swan dive. Coming down, chin stays above the heart. As you're coming down, you're rolling the shoulders toward the floor. And what you're going to feel is the stretch through the upper back on this one, way more than the lower back. To come back up, arms out to the side, chin up, chest out. Exhale. Take all the pressure off those muscles in the lower back. The other thing you can do, one more time in the swan dive, underneath, reach back as far as you can, roll the shoulders toward the floor, not the chin. And then hands on the thighs. And again, all you're doing is you're just going back to that neutral. Then you can come up. Anytime you're bent over, always be in neutral before you bring yourself up. Take the work out of that lower back or the middle of the back even. I mean, just wherever you have problems with the spine, that's really going to exacerbate it. That's when you're going to run into those stress injuries. All right, grab onto the back of the chair. Wrap your fingers around the back of the chair. I will never stop saying grab the back of the chair. It's not a grab. You're just taking the fingers, cupping them, and just helping get those shoulder blades back as far as you can. Deep breath in, great stretch for the chest, for those abdominal muscles. And then exhale, hands down on the thighs, rolling the shoulders out and around, but don't put the chin to the chest. Deep breath in again, feel the stretch through the upper back on this one. Hands back behind you, cupping the back of the chair. As far back as you can get them. Lean forward a little bit if you want to help, just so you feel this great stretch all the way outside shoulder to outside shoulder. Deep breath in, stomach out, exhale. And back here again. We've been here before. And bring it down. Hip hinge down. Hands at your sides. Bring them up overhead. Roll the shoulder blades back as you come up. That spine's in neutral all the way on this one. Deep breath in. Through the nose so you get it deep into the lungs. Push the stomach out so you get the air into the lower part of the lungs. And then exhale, coming back down. This time collapse on top of the thighs. Now we get a good lower back stretch, upper back. And then up. Back in neutral. Bring it all the way up. Deep breath in, stomach out. Exhale, bringing the arms down. We took our time. We did it well. Good job, everyone. I will see you again on Monday, and we'll do something fun then. Bring friends if you have anybody you want to bring with you. They're welcome. Thanks, guys.